A reunion 65 years in the making.
Yeah, this all began with a homeless man, a deputy sheriff, and a random act of kindness. KPIX 5 anchor Elizabeth Cook has our exclusive report.
Maybe you've seen someone like Mick Myers around your town. Homeless, asking for change.
Most of the people just hurry by and don't even give me a glance.
CB 610.
But one day, Alameda County Deputy Sheriff Jacob Swalwell caught a glimpse.
I had given him so many warnings.
Mick was panhandling near a very busy freeway. Instead of writing him a ticket,
You asked him a question. What'd you ask?
Yeah, so I walked up to him. I asked him for his ID. He told me he didn't have any ID, and I immediately asked, well, why don't you have ID?
the 67-year-old former truck driver and the 33-year-old deputy started up a conversation.
He was not an alcoholic. He did not use drugs. He did not use tobacco.
But how come you're not on Social Security? He says, well, I can't get it because I can't even get an ID.
He was a senior citizen, learned more that he was disabled and that he'd been homeless for 30 years.
Well, you got somebody to help you now. I'm gonna help you get your ID so you can get your Social Security and get off the street.
It wasn't easy. The DMV no longer had any record of him.
How does a homeless person come up with two forms of proof of residency?
In December, KPIX 5 broadcast how the deputy helped Mick get a state-issued ID. In the process, a discovery. Mick was actually born in Oakland. Mick knew he was adopted.
I didn't even know I was adopted until I was 16.
Mick grew up in San Leandro, but always felt rejected, unwelcomed by his adopted siblings. When his parents died, they cut him off.
I've been living a life as alone as a person can possibly be.
But that was all about to change. Mick's journey may have started under this overpass, but little did he know the next stop for this 67-year-old man would be discovering his birth mother was still alive. Longtime private investigator Mark Askins watched the report.
He kept referring to, I'm lonely, I don't have anybody in my life.
Mark volunteers for a nonprofit called Miracle Messages, the group's goal to reconnect homeless individuals with their long-lost loved ones.
There's always somebody in our lives who, we think about as we fall asleep at night and, on their birthdays.
With mixed blessings, Mark dug through old ledger books at the Alameda County Courthouse.
Here we have a case involving Wiley Albert Oakley and Marie Pauline Oakley.
Marie Pauline Oakley.
This was filed in '54.
Then on microfilm, important clues. She was 16, ran away with a sailor, married in Reno, moved to the Smoky Mountains, came home pregnant with a toddler in tow. Her mother sought an annulment.
Marie Oakley was not of the age of consent.
About 300 miles north in a seaport town, Mark found Mick's birth mother. Meet 85-year-old Marie Pauline Oakley, known as Polly.
I've often wondered what might have happened to him, but at the same time, I just assumed he had a good family because that's what I had been told.
Mick's birth name was David. When he was 2, he was diagnosed with a life-threatening hole in his stomach. Polly's mom insisted a nice church family adopt him. They could afford the surgery.
My back was against the wall. I had to do what was best for him.
Without any hesitation, Polly told Mark she wanted to see Mick.
He suddenly discovered he has a family when he thought he was alone in the world. I found one more person to love.
First, a phone call.
This is David Charles Oakley.
My son.
Then, for the first time in his life, Mick got on a plane. Along for the ride, the deputy and the PI. In fair weather, the craft landed on a small airstrip in Humboldt County. Immediately, Mick met some of his new extended family. Then, Mick walked through the door, saw his mom, and they hugged for the first time in 65 years.
Who'd have thought that something like this could happen to anybody, let alone me?
This is your biological father.
Polly showed him family photos. Jacob ordered pizza. Mick spoke to a brother by phone.
Well, today has got to have been overwhelming.
Polly married 3 times, trained horses, and worked at Fairchild in San Jose. She's happily married with children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren.
He didn't just get a mom, he got a whole family, and they all descended him at one time.
Polly and Mick had a lifetime to share, but time was short. The pilot had to fly home, but not before a new family photo.
All this wondering all these years, why this happened the way it did. What were the reasons why, and what if, and what now, and what later. That all seems to have disappeared now. That, you know, those questions have all been answered.
You take care and be safe.
Before they said goodbyes, some simple truths.
It has opened up my eyes to others in mixed situations.
That all of us are family, all of us are somebody.
To have you back puts a piece of my heart back, and it means the world to me.
They're already discussing the holidays. Polly has an extra bedroom. In Humboldt County, Elizabeth Cook, KPIX 5.
Yeah, it took a lot of people to make that happen. The Deputy Sheriff Association of Alameda County started a fund in Mick's name, and you can find all the details on cbssf.com.